comments to access@telus.net. We are not Shaw.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 Courage to Come Back Award recipient for mental health, Andy Fiore.
Thank you. It truly is an honor to have been selected for this prestigious award. Thank you to my partner, Sue Batura, for being there in my darkest hour. Without you, without you, I would not have been able to do the work that I do.
That was Andy Fiore, the 2013 Courage to Come Back Award recipient for mental health. My name is Sid Tan. This is Access TV, shamelessly promoting our friends and community. And Andrew Fiore, one of our favorite friends from one of our favorite communities, is with us here today. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Thanks, Sid. And thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And I just want to talk about that evening when you received the Courage to Come Back Award. Can you tell us a little why you received the award and what the evening was like?
Yeah, so I received the award because I came back from adversity in my life. I was, in 1999, diagnosed with schizophrenia. I ended up homeless, self-medicating with heroin on the streets, and I was a marginalized individual. I had no contact with health authority, anybody. And so I came back from that, and today I'm sitting here talking to you after having made 7 documentary films.
And you are a filmmaker, and you received the award because of your documentary filmmaking. Can you tell us a little bit about these documentaries?
Sure. So first off, the awards, the Courage to Come Back Awards, are put on by Coast Mental Health, and we have to thank them because they do such great work. That night felt like being at the Oscars, the way that I had like a buddy who had been through the awards the previous years, and so they escort you around to make sure you're at the right places, and it was very exciting and I ended up being very anxious, and I thought, you know, I'm just gonna go up there. I got my speech. I'm gonna give it give the speech, and then but it didn't work out that way. It worked out that I ended up emoting or crying while I was talking about the award because I was so overwhelmed with the love that I have from Sue, who's a great support. And of course, Sue and I make the films together. We have been fortunate that I've received 3 Vancouver Foundation grants, and so that's kept me working in the field. And I think the most important thing, the way that the awards relating to the films, is that now I have a broader or a bigger platform in order to raise awareness. Issues on mental illness, addiction, drug recovery, and so on.
You do a lot of work actually with health. I know that you were talking about cancer in one of your films, and addictions, and sex trade, and so many things. And they seem to be based with downtown east side issues. Just wondering how you got so familiar with the downtown east side and why it is that way.
Yeah, so in the years that I was homeless and drug addicted and suffering from schizophrenia, I basically lived in the downtown east side because as far as renting an apartment, the only thing I could afford at that time was an SRO hotel. So it's amazing that, you know, having come from there and the years that I spent down there, I learned a lot about the people that live down there and their day-to-day struggles. And the people that live down there are amazingly incredible survivalists. Like, they survive from day to day, and it takes an immense amount of courage to do that. Like, you wake up in the morning and you have to decide if that loony is going to be going for a hot dog or if you're going to use it for bus fare. So these are the challenges. And so I thought we needed to raise awareness. I thought people need to understand, because a lot of the times when you're living down there, when I was living down there, I remember people would drive by and they would disrespect the folks down in the downtown east side by either hurling insults at them, you this, you that, or even throwing things. And a lot of times people get hit by vehicles down there just because it's like everybody's rubbernecking. It's like a big, horror show with a lot of action going on. But
Already voyeurism.
yeah, so, I think the films that I make, I try to present the people from the downtown east side in a very respectful way, as a human being, as everybody else is a human being. And so I think when we show, in the films, I try to show the better side of people instead of the dark side, so.
And on that note, I understand that this Courage to Come Back Award has actually managed to leverage a number of things. I understand that you're talking about these issues in schools now, and you're planning a lot of fundraisers and things like that. So this is all very good, and I guess specifically, you have a fundraiser coming up very soon, don't you?
I do, Sid, and thank you for asking. I was very fortunate this year to have interviewed Dr. Gabor Mate in a film that I'm making about the sex trade called The 100 Block, Survival Sex Trade in the Downtown East Side. In the film, I interview 6 survival sex trade workers. We find out who they are, why they are where they are, and what they plan to do as an exit strategy, because we hope that the ladies that work in that field can do something else at some point in their lives. In fact, one of the great things that's happened as a result of the awards, I met Thea Cunningham, who won in the drug addiction category. And Thea is amazing because she exited the sex trade and became an entrepreneur. And so the next documentary I'm going to make, I'm going to feature 2 women that managed to exit the sex trade and have become successful entrepreneurs. So I've got 2 women lined up for that film. I'm very excited about it. And that's sort of the kind of thing that I do. I try to shine a light on the areas that are dark.
Yeah. Let's get back to the fundraiser. Where, when,
Okay.
the details.
Yeah, sorry. So the fundraiser is on June 12th, and it's taking place at Welcome to East Van, which is at 1192 East Hastings Street near Clark. So the film, again, is called The 100 Block. It's 45 minutes long. After the film, we are very fortunate to have Dr. Gabor Mate. He's going to give a lecture on the survival sex trade. So we're very excited. It's $10 at the door, and all proceeds are going to go to an organization in the downtown east side that helps women. So very excited about that.
Well, one of the things that I've been constantly amazed at, Andrew, is how you're able to do these films with so little budget and how much effort and passion you put into it. And it shows in the films. And I'm just wondering, is there somewhere where people can go and have a look at what these films are, either trailers or previews?
Well, thank you for being so generous. I can see that you are a fan of my films. Well, people can, right now, I make my films for the educational market. So at universities, colleges, they use my films, they stream them, and students learn about the downtown east side through the films. I haven't really made a platform available for like a VOD for individual people to watch, but they can definitely take a look at the trailers. I post trailers on my blog, and the URL is www.healthchampion.blogspot.ca. And take your time, look at the filmography, check it out. And if somebody does want to see a title and it's just an individual person, they can email me directly at afiorefilm@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to give them a password-protected link to watch.
So you've talked a little bit about the new films you're going to do and the things that you want to do. We're nearing the end of the interview. I'm just wondering if there's anything that you would like to mention to the audience of how they can assist you or how you can assist them, or is there anything that you want our audience to know?
Well, I think through all of the Courage Awards and everything that's been happening in the last little while, I've become more aware of how important it is to begin to open a dialogue on mental illness. We need to, as a society, to begin to talk about mental illness because, for example, the Sandy Hook shooting. These are 2 kids that shot up a school, and we don't know, but I think that both of them were probably mentally ill. And so if we have a dialogue and we can talk about it, society will better understand mental illness. And instead of fearing those 2 kids wielding these guns, we can actually embrace them and say, hey, talk, let's talk. Tell me what you're feeling, tell me what you're thinking. We need to open that dialogue so that the media, the mainstream media, when they show incidences like the Greyhound beheading, things are put into context so you better understand. somebody who has a mental illness because we fear what we don't understand. And so understanding is important.
Okay. We got to go very quickly. The fundraiser. Give us the details on that.
Okay, so June 12th, 7 p.m. At 1192 East Hastings near Clark. $10 at the door. And Dr. Gabor Mate giving a speech.
Okay. Thank you for being with us, Andrew.
Thanks,
and
Sid.
always a pleasure to have you. Been talking to Andrew Fiore, filmmaker, the 2013 Courage to Come Back Award winner in the mental health category. You're watching Access Television. My name is Sid Tan. Comments to access@telus.net. We are not Shaw.
All right.